Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. इस समय हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी दर्शकों और भक्तों का मैं प्रेम एवं आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ. I welcome every one of you with my love and blessings. Today I'll expand on Nirahara Samyama. And I have three things to talk today. One, the story of today's leela, story of the deity, and Nirahara Samyama, and today's subject for Nitya Satsang, stability. I'll do one by one. First, on Nirahara Samyama. Listen. All the Nirahara Samyama participants have to understand these few basic rules and regulations. You cannot use your willpower to be Nirahari. You only can use your conscious power to be Nirahari. What is the meaning of willpower and conscious power? With willpower, there will always be struggle. With conscious power, there will never be any struggle. Understand? If you use willpower and fast, it will be just a fasting. You may just lose weight, nothing more than that. In the dream, you will feel like you are feasting. In the dream, you will have dreams that you are feasting, eating all items. You can have tea, coffee, no problem. Anything liquid you can have. Only in the first level, I wanted to remove solid from your pattern. If you remove the solid, lot of items related to pride and taste will be removed. If you remove the solid food, that itself will help you to clear many of the patterns. Please understand. So first, this 48 hours, remove solid food from your life, that is enough. And one more important thing, when the stomach does not have the work of digestion, it will release so many restless patterns to you. That is why first working on removing the solid food from your system. Yesterday, today and till tomorrow morning, no solid food. You can have any amount of liquids like juice, coffee, tea, buttermilk, but not alcohol. You can't justify that is also liquid. No. No. So, whole day continuously do completion. Every irritation, agitation you feel, powerlessness you feel, do completion. Every moment you feel powerless. Please understand. When you start the Nirahara Samyama, you will not feel tiredness first, you will feel powerlessness first. because it is more psychological. It is not physical, it is more psychological. You will only feel powerlessness. Food is always associated with power for you. So understand, complete with all that powerless feeling. जब आप निराहार संयमा आरंभ करते हैं, आप थकावट नहीं बल्कि शक्तिहीनता अनुभव करेंगे। उस शक्तिहीन अनुभव के साथ लगातार पूर्णत्व क्रिया कीजिए। Go on completing. Even there is mountains of incompletion in front of you, you can complete. I know sometimes you feel there's mountains of incompletions in front of you. You are afraid to look at the life. I tell you, it is possible. Completion is possible. सभी निराहार संयमा में भाग लेने वालों को समझना चाहिए कि आप अपनी इच्छा शक्ति कर उपवास नहीं कर सकते। आपको अपनी जागृत शक्ति का उपयोग कर संयमा करना चाहिए। जब आपके पेट को कुछ पचाने के लिए नहीं है, बल्कि बहुत सारे बेचैन मूल विचारधाराओं का प्रदर्शन होगा। Understand? The junior civilizations, Egyptian, Greek, latest civilizations, European civilizations, modern civilizations, the Western civilizations, these civilizations are filled with food because still they have not found the depths of life. Please understand, when you live for quite a long time, you will discover a lot of great truths related to life. That is why Vedic tradition carries so much of depth. We are sitting on the planet Earth from a long time. We know how to eat, we know how to treat, we know how to wear, we know how to give birth in a best way, we know how to die in a best way. Because we are sitting here for since ages. We are not newcomers. We are senior most civilization. Anywhere you go newly to that city or that place, many things you need to learn from the people who are already settled there. So we are the people who have settled here since ages. I am not talking, please understand, I am not talking out of any arrogance or pride, or I am not even talking because I am born in Vedic civilization. No, I am just stating some truths, simple facts. Our guys know how to fly. 170 years before Wright brothers flew in Mumbai, India, one Hindu Pandit made the aircraft as per the descriptions from Vedic tradition and flew for 4 kilometers, means little more than 2 miles. So please understand, but unfortunately we are not propagandists. That is where the problem is. We go on doing research and development. This Nirahara Samyama is an age-old method of bringing health to your body. During the Nirahara Samyama, drink water the moment you wake up and brush the teeth. Drink water before you go to bed. Continuously, once in 1 hour, half an hour, sip a glass of water. You may feel, oh, continuously I have to rush to the restroom. That is okay. That is okay. All your organs will be awakened, fresh, cleansed. In Hindu tradition, we call it vrata. Almost in all families, at least one person will be this vrata obsessed person. Monday for Shiva, Tuesday for Muruga, Wednesday for ourselves. If you don't find any God, come on, let us do it for ourselves. And Thursday for Guru, Friday for Devi, Saturday for Sani Graha, and again Sunday for Surya. But I tell you, always in my experience I found these vrata obsessed people are very healthy. Really. My grandmother, I've seen many people in my life who are this vrata obsessed. It is from that I got the basis for the Nirahara Samyama. Then I developed as a proper process through the help of Hatha Yoga Pratipika and Patanjali's Yoga Sutras and the yogic literatures. One of the powerful result of Nirahara Samyama is it awakens your Kundalini Shakti. निराहार संयम के समय हर घंटे थोड़ा पानी पीते रहिए, सवेरे उठे की बात और उठने के बाद और रात को सोने से पहले पानी पीजिए। आपके शरीर के सभी अंग बहुत स्वस्थ हो जाएंगे क्योंकि आपका शरीर पूरी तरह से स्वच्छ हो जाएगा। I tell you, this Nirahara Samyama is one of the greatest gift, my contribution to the world. Clearly systematizing. See, the process itself is available from the time immemorial with the Hindu tradition, but I have organized it very clearly with the yogic process and right context. I sincerely request and recommend Nirahara Samyama for healing many disorders and diseases. You can join till tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow we will be having break. Day after tomorrow means Thursday morning we will start the second level. You can even join second level directly. First level is more like a preparing your body and mind without giving a strong shocks. Understand, Nirahara Samyama will awaken many powers which you never even thought you have it. It will awaken your memory power. You may think, how not giving food can awaken memory power? Because it will release all the restlessness you carry, agitations you carry, anger you carry, resistance you carry. When you complete with all that, you will have so much of inner space, you will have memory power. So many extraordinary powers you carry inside you will be released with the Nirahara Samyama. That's all for now on Nirahara Samyama. Next I'll describe the Alankar today. Shiva is gracing us with the posture of blessing one of his devotee with gold coins. The story is very beautiful and sweet story. That is why I don't want to give up on this story. I really thought there are so many important things I have to discuss. Inner awakening is going on. Should I spend time on this story? No, I can't miss this story. It's such a beautiful story that Shiva coming down and initiating, giving enlightenment to a black sparrow is also not a big thing. See, the receiver may be a small guy, but the item given and the giver is great, big guy. You understand? See, I come down and give enlightenment to people is not a big thing. I come down and help one, teach one brahmachari to wash his clothes is the real thing. Or help a brahmachari to wear the dress properly is the real thing. He can come down to give big things to small people and small things to small people. He can even come down to give small things to small people. An ordinary priest a poor Adishaiva priest who is born from the community which was doing puja to Sundareshwara in Madurai, he is supposed to receive Acharya Abhisheka and get married. Only then he can start doing puja to Sundareshwara. So he goes and begs Mahadeva, please give me some money to have Acharya Abhisheka and get married so that I can start doing puja to you. At the same time, Pandya king had a doubt. His name is Shenbaga Pandyan. Had a doubt whether his queen's hair is naturally fragrant or the fragrant is artificial. And he ordered the country, anybody who clarifies his doubt will be given 1,000 gold coins. Of course, when he comes down, he does a lot of work. Not just helping a brahmachari to assist wear the cloth properly, or not just help him wash his clothes. When he washes the cloth, when he teaches a brahmachari to wash the cloth, I teach them also how to wash their mind. So, Mahadeva comes down. Whenever I describe his leelas, Actually, I describe his leelas just for my own enjoyment, not for anything else. Blessed are those who can flow by remembering his leelas. So Mahadeva comes down and in the form of poet and tells that priest, don't worry, you are praying for money. I'll give you a song which clarifies the doubt of the king whether his wife's hair is naturally fragrant or artificial fragrance. You go and give this poet, this poem to king and take that 1,000 gold coins, you have money. And that priest, he was little afraid. Who will accept me as a poet if I take your verses, your poetries? Even now nobody respects me. How will anybody respect me if I take your poetry and show? Mahadeva, who came in the form of a poet, says, no, don't worry, you go take it and give it to the king, you will get money. The poetry means that women have a natural fragrance. That's the meaning of the poetry. So the poet, the priest, he goes and reads out the poem in the court, and king is very happy that his doubt is cleared because he has not announced his doubt to the world. Please understand, he has not announced his doubt. He only said, I have a doubt, anybody brings the poetry to clarify my doubt, I'll give them the gift. So the poet is supposed to have the intuition to find the doubt of the king. So when the poetry exactly addressed his doubt, king was convinced this poem is from a poet who has an intuition. And he decided he will give the gift, 1,000 gold coins. But there was a chief poet in the court. That guy jumps in and says, no, 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 you cannot give money for this poem because what is expressed in this poem is not truth. Women does not have natural fragrance for their hair. Now it's a big problem. This chief poet says, no, fragrance is only artificial because of flower, scent, scented oil, not natural. But the poem says it is natural fragrance. Come on, what to do now? Let us analyze really the problem once more. Whether the hair has natural fragrance or not. Because the Nakiran is the great poet, chief poet. Please understand, he is not in an ordinary place. In Madurai, Sundareshwara created 3 seats. One, the kingdom and management of the language, and Sarvanyapita, the spiritual seat. Please understand, for any civilization to be alive, 3 things are required. Philosophy of lifestyle, the lifestyle philosophy, how the lifestyle should be, the philosophy. Second, art and architecture. Third, language. In Madurai, Sundareshwara created 3 seats for all the 3. The Pandya kingdom, the seat of the king, is for maintaining the architecture and art. The Tamil Sangam, the Sangha for the language, the seat for the language, he himself established. And very important, the Sarvanya Pita, to keep the knowledge of lifestyle alive, Madurai Adinam. He himself established all the 3. So please understand, whenever there was disturbance in any one of these, he himself comes down and maintains, realigns, and revives. So now a great poet, and he is not just poet, he is a poet of the highest order, highly integrated, a personality like a Kiran. Now that is why I really can't digest this pseudo yellow journalist Gopal, Ramagopalan, using the title Nakiran for his yellow journal, blackmailing yellow journal. Nakiran Gopal has no right to use the word Nakiran for his magazine. Maybe he can use the word Naki. Anyhow, a poet like a Nakiran cannot tell a lie. Why should he? Abject. If the poetry is truth, Nakiran says, no, woman does not have natural fragrance for the hair. But who sent the poet? Who sent the poem? Mahadeva himself. So now, big conflict. I tell you, unfortunately, never this story was explained. It's almost like the end of the story is Mahadeva is powerful, so he bulldozed. He burnt Nakiran. So the logical conclusion was never arrived. Whether the women's hair has natural fragrance or not. The truth is never explained. Now I'll explain. Now I'll explain. Now this truth was never finally revealed. End of the story also, Mahadeva comes and uses his third eye power, bulldozes Nakiran, and he is burnt. And then Nakiran comes back and apologizes, oh Mahadeva. But the solution is not arrived, whether the woman's hair has natural fragrance or not. So the priest comes and reads out the poem, and chief poet opposes, no, woman's hair has no natural fragrance. But finally, the priest goes to the temple and cries, see what is this? One poet came and gave me the poem, and I went to the king, and other than beating, I got everything. Again Mahadeva appears and says, what is this? You did not get the 1,000 gold coin, This guy says, they would have beaten me. And the chief poet said, your song is useless and there is a mistake in your song. And Mahadeva himself comes to the court in the form of a poet, directly to argue with the Nakira, chief poet. Of course, the chief poet faces Mahadeva, says, women's hair has no natural fragrance. Then Mahadeva beautifully argues, even the Devatas and Devis, Nakira makes a mistake there only. He says, no, even Devatas, Gandharvas, women, Devata women don't have natural fragrance. And Mahadeva goes to the next level. Even for Meenakshi, Nakira makes a mistake. Yes, even for Meenakshi, there is no natural fragrance. That is where Nakira lost his integrity. He became inauthentic. Because he already assumed a stand, he has to maintain that stand. Please understand. Then the story goes that Nakira was burnt by Mahadeva's third eye, anger. And Mahadeva orders the king to give the coins to the priest, and all the 1,000 gold coins are given to the priest. And the story ends. But I don't think, if you have to use your third eye power, you don't need to come down to just give 1,000 gold coin for a priest. So what is the final logical conclusion? That was never revealed. Please understand, women have natural fragrance for their hair. That's the truth. Listen, when you become highly intellectual, your ability to smell is lost. So as an Akiran is a high level intellectual, he lost the ability to sense very subtle smell. The natural fragrance of the hair is a very subtle smell. King is not that big intellectual, so his sense of smell is still alive. Of course, Mahadeva, sharpest senses. And one more thing you need to know, when a woman becomes intellectual, their hair loses the natural fragrance. So what Nakira expressed from his experience is true. One, he is the high level intellectual. He himself can't smell such a subtle smells, because please understand, when you become very high intellectual, the first thing you lose is the sense of smell. Sense of smell. Whether somebody is an intellectual or an enlightened intellectual, this one test is enough. If he still retains the high sense of smell, he is an enlightened intellectual, or he is just an intellectual. I have always seen all enlightened beings have a high sense of smell. Osho, he can smell a perfume from 200 feet. There are some perfumes he was allergic. So those perfumes, they will not even allow inside the hall, because for 200 feet he can smell. Jai Krishnamurti, he can smell maybe more than 200-300 meters. Actually, if you go to Adayar, his center, There is a tree near the entrance and his quarters is at least 200 meters. He can sit in his quarters and smell the flower in the tree, in the entrance. He will say, that tree is flowered today. Ramakrishna. Nakiran is only an intellectual. Of course, highly integrated intellectual, but not enlightened. That is why he lost the ability to smell that sensitive smells. That's first. Next, the women whom he has seen in his life that close are all intellectual poet women who lost their natural hair smell. Highly intellectual women lose the natural hair smell, natural hair fragrance. And the third important problem is, the biggest problem intellectuals has is, if they know one handful of clay and their qualities, and thoroughly if they know one handful of clay, they think they know all the clay available in the world. Intellectuals do not believe in exemptions. They think everything is a straightforward square. They just do cookie cutting. So Nakiran has not seen all the women of the world. He might have seen only few women that close where he can smell their hair. So unfortunately, he has come closer to only intellectual women, the Pandits, poets, intellectual women, intellectual poets. I should use the right word. Because of that, naturally, he never experienced, because neither his nose is capable, nor he came near somebody who has a natural fragrance. Finally, above all, when the argument came, he should have stopped with human beings, human female. He should not have stepped beyond. See, that is the biggest problem with intellectuals. If they establish one idea, after that, just to hold on to that idea, they are ready to lose even their integrity and authenticity. If Nakira would have stopped, no, all the women I have seen in my experience, all the human women don't have natural fragrance. If he stopped with that, the problem would not have arisen. He would not have been burnt by Mahadeva. The intellectuals usually get stuck with that I am the right root pattern. I am right with that root pattern. And then they completely compromise with integrity and authenticity. They are ready to lose everything just to be right. That is what Nakira did. This is the most unfortunate pattern, I tell you. And that is the way they lose everything and their very life. Here finally, Nakira realized Mahadeva himself has come down. Even then he argues, no, you may be Shiva himself, but I am right. I am right. No woman has natural fragrance in the hair. Then finally Mahadeva asked, because Nakira lost the integrity and authenticity, Mahadeva takes the responsibility of removing him. He burns him alive through the third eye. When Nakira realized, his soul realized his mistake and apologizes, he gives life back and brings him back. Beautiful story. How, if you are stuck with the pattern, I am right, your whole life will be taken away. This is the example of that story. Anyhow, finally, the question unsolved, whether women have natural fragrance or not, is solved today. This is what exactly happened. All the women who came closer to Mahadeva, all of them had natural fragrance, and all the women who came near Nakira did not have natural fragrance, and he did not have the capacity to smell also. This king had both type of women around him, and in some he saw the smell, natural fragrance, in some he did not see the natural fragrance. That is why he had the doubt. So, finally, Mahadeva has to come back to remove the doubt. Today, Mahadeva is in that alankar, in that decoration, having the gold coins in the right hand and having the poem he wrote in the left hand, with the third eye. So understand, this pattern, I am right, is one of the worst pattern which will completely destroy even your life. Even your life can be destroyed. With this, I'll move to the next segment of the morning satsang, Nirahara Samyama. So please sit straight, close your eyes, visualize you have become Bidadi Kalpavriksha. Talk on stability I will do maybe tomorrow. Visualize you have become Bidadi Kalpavriksha. Cognize you have become Bidadi Kalpavriksha. And inhale through both the nostrils and mouth. Hold as long as you can by closing the nostrils and the mouth, and exhale as slowly as you can through the nostrils, not through the mouth. Please do this Nirahara Samyama Kriya, first level, for 21 minutes. अब हम नित्य सत्संग के अगले भाग निराहार संयम में प्रवेश करेंगे। सीधा बैठ जाइए और चेतना स्थिति के साथ कल्पना कीजिए कि आप बिडदी वटवृक्ष बन गए, नित्यानंद नगर वटवृक्ष बन गए हैं, और आपने दोनों नासिकाओं और मुख के द्वारा सांस अंदर लीजिए। जितना देर सांस को रोक सकते हैं उतना देर रोक कर रखिए। जब आप सांस और नहीं रोक पाएंगे, मुंह बंद रखें। सांस को अपनी दोनों नासिकाओं द्वारा छोड़ दीजिए। यह क्रिया 21 मिनट के लिए, यह क्रिया 21 मिनट तक लगातार कीजिए। Sit straight and start the kriya. Namah Shivaya. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.